Hi there, welcome to a chat with myself, a ritual informal space where you may be able to chat with yourself too at the same time. How to be self-aware. What does it mean? How do you take care of yourself or a difficult situation when stuff is going on underneath here, you're in turmoil? What do you do? So what I normally do in my check-in, in my classes, a method campus, I bring people to listen to themselves. So first of all, you relax, breathe. The breathing exercise is very important to relax, to detach the brain from the logical part, the day-to-day, the beta waves of the brain, and you go into an altered state of mind. So alpha waves, at least. So you detach that, you relax. There are many breathing patterns that you can try in meditation. So have that time to kind of relax and let go. And as you breathe, feel your body. So start by your body, right? As an actor, but also as a holistic being, holistic acting coach, I believe in the three partitions of the actor. They're also the three things that make up the human being: body, voice, emotion. And so using these three things and connecting them and listening to them and allowing them to express themselves, we achieve unity. We find our own expression of our own self, unique self. So what is it that we feel that's going on through our body? Listen to your body, relax your body, breathe, scan your body, feel the flow of energy going through your body. And as you do that, you begin with step one, which is acknowledge. So acknowledging something that's going on through you, which is different from step two, which is identify. So step one is acknowledge and step two is identify. I want you to start with step one only. So you start by being, what's going on? I feel something. I may not know what it is, but I'm feeling something in my chest. I'm feeling something in my leg. I'm feeling something in my ear, right ear. As I breathe, as I work on myself. This can be a relaxing moment to yourself. It can be a creative exercise. It can be a walk in the woods. It can be that you're doing work and all of a sudden it's like, I'm feeling something. So take a little beat, if you can, even in there, to acknowledge that. Don't identify yet. I'm not saying, oh my God, take a moment to understand absolutely everything. We tend to rush to want to understand everything like machines. We are not machines. We are not computers. Okay? There's a reason why stuff is bubbling up. It's because it's not clear to you, but it is important to you. So you don't want stuff to be obvious, okay? Believe me, you don't. It sounds like it would be amazing. Oh, wouldn't it be amazing if life was obvious? It wouldn't be. It would be boring. Believe me, it's not the case. The most interesting things in life happen as a cathartic moment as a result of a journey. Okay, so it's not that easy to understand stuff. So take time, take a beat. Okay, so step one is acknowledge without identifying something. You don't have to know. And sometimes it's even better not to know because you're giving yourself time. Because going straight away to identify what it is that I'm feeling, what is this feeling exactly, and then where does it come from, which is step three. It's like, oh my God, there's so many things going through you, and it might even scare you, and it might freeze you, and it might actually prevent you from growing and healing. Growing and healing are, of course, connected. So step one, acknowledge, take notice. Yeah? I'm feeling something. As I breathe, for example, ask yourself, what's my favorite color? And if you don't know, what's your inner child's favorite color? Or in other words, what was your favorite color when you were a child? Okay? Or use another sense memory exercise or emotional memory exercise. This is stuff that, of course, I do in my classes at Method Campus. it's a lot of, connecting to a memory, like for example, what was your, a place where you felt safe and loved, your tree house or your favorite toy. What was your favorite smell? So pick one memory and try and bring it back and recreate it. Bring it here where you are now. Close your eyes and feel it here, touch it, smell it, taste it. And so have that warm feeling. Allow that connection to happen. Do it now. So what is it? What's that favorite color? What's the favorite beautiful place? Whatever emotion that you're getting, I want you to acknowledge it. Don't identify it. I'm not asking you to know what it is. I'm saying acknowledge that something may be happening in your body. Yeah, so it's not just inside your head or like a place of emotions, whatever that is. It's your whole body. We tend to sometimes store unexpressed emotions in parts of our bodies. So it's possible that when you do certain exercises, or even in your day-to-day life, you feel certain tensions in certain parts of your body. So this is part of it. This is part of the work. This is part of how to be happy, like I talked about in the other chat. And it's part of, working on yourself, acknowledging. Step one, just take notice. No rush. Something's happening. Just a mere acknowledging that something's happening to you is already doing something to you. You may just leave it at that for the time being, depending on what you're doing. Yeah? If you're not in a safe space right now, maybe you're at work. You can't do this at work if that happens to you. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you're, focused on some really, really stressful stuff. So that's, do that. So just take notice and then move on. Let it go for now. Put it aside and then you'll come back to it later, maybe. Make sure that you are in that safe space when you do this kind of work. Take notice. You can do it at any point, always. Yeah? It can be quite quick. Specifically because you don't have to be specific about it. I'm normally big on being specific, but take notice. You can be specific about what part of your body it's happening in, but you don't have. There's not much more specificity here. Like it's literally about I'm feeling something. I'm acknowledging that something's happening. I'm gonna give you a trick of a very beautiful, powerful thing to unify body, voice, and emotion. It's called Audible exhale. So whenever you have a feeling in your body, just acknowledge it. In order to acknowledge it, resonating your voice is a way to do that. Is a way to say to your body, I've noticed. And it does something to your mind to do this. And it's very easy. So it's literally, So for example, if right now I breathe in through my nose and I breathe out through the mouth, and I feel myself sitting on the couch and talking to myself in this room surrounded by people that I can't see but that are listening, I know. And I'm noticing something. And when I notice something in my solar plexus, I release an audible exhale. And that's it. Because I released that, I know deep down that meant something for me. I don't know yet what. I only took notice and I expressed it with a sigh, with an audible exhale. It's not a regular sigh. because it's just part of breathing, which is good, but that's more to do with releasing. It's more to do with letting go, which is helpful. What we want here is resonating the voice, because with that you're also grounding something. You're not just letting go, you are vibrating what's happening here into reality around you, and so you're making it a little bit more real. Sometimes you can do this, of course, if you're alone or if you're with people who would understand that, then do it. Sometimes I do that. I'm with my friends, and all of a sudden I'll go, and they will go, "You're right." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm good," and that's fine because they know me, and that's okay, right? But maybe you can't do it with your bankers colleagues. So maybe just kind of go, or do it in your own time later on. Don't worry. But acknowledge, and if you can, audible exhale. Listen to your body, because the body always tells the truth. This is a whole thing as well. The body always tells the truth. So just allow that connection to happen. And when you get to step 2, at one point you'll get to step 2, when you're ready, then you can go to identify. Identify means asking, what is it? What is this feeling? What is this situation? What is this structure that I'm seeing around me right now? Ask yourself that. See if you can answer that question. If you can, great. Note it down. I'm a fan of actually writing it down if you want, if you're able to, if you have your beautiful diary where you can write down this kind of stuff. If not, just, again, mind. That's fine too. You can draw it as well. You can paint it. You can act it out. Or you can do nothing about it. Don't worry about it. But step 2 is identify. Okay, so when you know a feeling is coming, it's good to know. And that, again, may be enough without going to step 3. Okay, so just what is it? I take notice, I'm feeling this. Step 2, what is this feeling? Oh, okay, this feeling is, for example, something that makes me uncomfortable. But what exactly? Try here, yes, I want you to be specific. If you can. If you can't identify it, or you can't be any more specific, that's fine too. Notice that. That's your journey. This is your process. Right now, that's all I can get. I don't know more. That's fine. Take notice of that. That's okay. But do ask yourself the question. Asking the question is what matters. In order to grow, you need to ask yourself the question, all the right questions. It's not so much about responding to those questions as much as you are genuinely asking those questions to yourself. Because the responses will come kind of naturally anyway. So rather than focusing too much on all the answers, because it's never going to happen, because all the answers will generate more questions, focus on the right questions. That is what matters the most. This is, the probably the pearl of growth, of personal growth that you can have. What's the right question? And when is the right time to ask it? And it's all part of the journey of your, it's all experience, of course. Experience with yourself, experience with your own growth, or with a specific journey or career that you're working on. I mean, I mentioned the career because, of course, for me, my acting journey is very much connected with my personal growth, right? Of course, it might not be the case for somebody who works in, a 9-to-5 banking job. That's why I keep mentioning the 9-to-5 banking job. But that doesn't mean that you can't have that personal development, even if you do work that kind of job. I did some fascinating development in corporate as a coach when I do role plays. It's fascinating the stuff that we do, and people cry, people learn, grow a lot when we do that kind of work. People, we're all people, we're all people. That's the beautiful thing. But of course, if you work in the arts, it's especially for me, I define myself as a truthful actor, meaning that my type of acting is not lying, it's truth. I always say that, if anything, I am more truthful on stage than I am in my actual life. And it sounds like a paradox, but it's not, because we're all liars in our lives, because we have structures. We lie to ourselves, we lie to each other. We do it on purpose, we do it not on purpose, but it's what we're made of. We're so full of conflicts as human beings, and that is, on one hand, is sad, on the other hand is wonderful. It's what makes us what we are. It's what makes us human, right? Whereas when I go on stage, when I go on set, I release the filters. How do I do that? By putting on a mask, and that mask is the character. When you put on a mask, you drop your own mask. So you're actually able to be free in those boundaries. So again, we have the importance of, setting boundaries, like I discussed in the previous chat. Because if you set the right boundaries, then within those boundaries, you are free. Yeah, so step 1, take notice or acknowledge. Step 2, identify. And then we move on to step 3, which is analyze, as in, where does it come from? And more questions. But this is a much more complicated one. You need to get there when you're ready. Sometimes it will come straight away after step 2. And you might be ready, but be very careful. I'd much rather you didn't burn those steps and waited, because you need time. Everybody needs time. We're not machines. You need to give yourself grace and compassion and love. So if something makes you struggle, then acknowledge that first, then later identify exactly what it is that's making you struggle, and only later try and understand, where does it come from. It usually has to do with your unfulfilled need. Not all the time, but often it does. So I hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if you have anything in particular that you struggle with. If you tried this exercise at all. If you do a breathing exercise, try the audible exhale. Does it help? Feel if any of these steps have contributed to your self-awareness. Maybe even today, while we were having a chat, maybe you tried it. Or maybe you can try after the chat and then let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. If you notice anything. And you don't have to say what, because if it's just step 1, you can just say, yes, I took notice and I took an audible exhale. And that's it. And I'm feeling better now. And I'm happy I did it, or whatever. You don't have to tell me, oh, step 2 is, yes, and I knew what it was. You can if you want to. But of course, comments are public, so boundaries are important. So feel free to share whatever you want to share. There is power in sharing. There is a lot of power in sharing. Talk about that in a different chat to myself. If you like this chat with myself, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next chat. Well, ciao.